So, last session, the avant-garde dealt a decisive blow against Isildur's plans by invading the, the capital of the Grimolian kingdom, Castle Virkun, and you all took the king captive, replacing him with Madame Deleu and an illusion, pretending to be the king herself, leaving her brother there in a devastating battlefield within the main dining chambers of the king. You teleported back very quickly to Terranak, the Terra Fortress. You had a short meeting with Adler Kane and the other Terra Elders as Gamesh went to go talk with Vitalious, who had freshly arrived. You all are left alone to plan and discuss your next moves. That's where we're going to begin today. So, you all are in a room all by yourselves. Minor food and snacks have been left for you, as you kind of did just go through a fight. So you're relaxing as best as you can and planning, hopefully. So, Seer, you said your next idea was to go after the phylactery of Isildur.
Or Gringo, if that's possible, but I don't think it is. So yeah, I guess what I would want to start with is are there any, would I be able to, I don't know if Adler would have any, but are there any maps of Pale Light?
Let's see here. So you call for Adler?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adler reappears actually pretty shortly after he takes Gamesh away, leaving Gamesh to kind of talk to Vitalious and whoever Vitalious is with, kind of on their own. For a brief moment. Well, I was wondering when you were going to ask about my maps of Paralight. As you know, I've done my fair share of research on your old home. And, hopefully these can be of service to you. Brings out a handful of maps, diagrams of the new city, not new city layout, but the layout of the city after the events that have brought you to your party.
Okay.
They're not complete, but it does showcase essentially Pale Light. You see, the standard layout of Pale Light being a city kind of split into three parts. On the two edges of the city are residential districts and spaces where the normal people dwelled. You do see he has markers of heavy guard activity along many of the edges and fringes of Pale Light, showcasing that Isildur is still protecting the city as a whole. There is not much hard evidence to suggest that the population is super well taken care of. Adler was never able to set foot in the city entirely. He's just been able to watch from afar. The center of the city, and the main core of it, is the floating island. Well, not floating island. Is the island of Pale Light itself. It is the crash site from where the city itself landed into the Starfall Sea, right next to the land. It shows that there is checkpoints located on the two bridges that lead to the two other sections of the city, and it theorizes how many guards there are, but showcases that at least it is protected, each bridge, by at least one commander, Glebrezu.
How do you spell that? I'm sorry.
Glabrezu.
Wow, how uncultured. You don't even know how to spell Glebrezu. Couldn't be me.
Serum underneath the mystic of city planning, not the mystic of the dictionary.
You do
Who
remember...
the fuck is Webster?
Carrie. The great wizard Webster. Merriam-Webster, actually.
Yeah, Miriam was a famed wizard back in her day.
Yeah, when Webster took all of her fucking glory.
You do recognize what a Glabrezu is, as you are familiar with demons, and they are the four-armed, pincer-having creatures that there was one in your house a long time ago that you fought off.
I see.
Minor demons are said to kind of patrol along the bridge. It's hard for him to determine, but pieces of Adler's notes say that many of the people that are seen walking to and fro between the two sides of the city don't walk normal, and part of him believes that they could be possessed humans or something akin to that. Could be zombies. He is unsure.
Okay.
The central city is well guarded. It is the main headquarters of Isildur's whole operation. The large wizard towers that used to make up the different mystics are still lit. Although not as much as during their prime when they were actually inhabited by the mystics themselves. He believes that Isildur has given many of these chambers to lieutenants. Some could be human, some could not. But it seems as if Isildur has taken a lot of interest, particularly in one portion of the city, near the vault section for the Mystic of Secrets. And you can see heavy notes with relation to interviews and interrogations with Adril, as he was the understudy for the Mystic of Secrets. They are talking about defenses, traps, and puzzles that line the entirety of the vaults there in that section of Pale Light. One thing that catches your eye is a description that Adril gives to Adler about the central vault itself and its properties and features, and it reminds you greatly of the Dawn tombs that you've encountered many times before. It's not exactly. It seems as if this was a late stage attempt at recreating them, but it was not fully successful before the city fell, and it's been over many years. Different mystics have put their own spin on it, in order to add further to the defenses of the secrets of these mages. But essentially, it would be a room that it cannot be scryed into.
Did we find the blades of the McCall in the Dawn Tomb?
No.
Oh, I thought we did.
Actually, no. Yeah, you are correct. Sorry, they were found in the Dawn Tomb.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot
I
that
need
it
to
was.
know more about Dawn Tombs. I can ask the dead guy and my sword.
Yeah, they were. That one was
See if he knows
changed because of
anything.
the demon that was inhabiting him, particularly. It became more abyss-like and hell-like because of the Garistro.
Okay. I know that it's unlikely, but just having been, like, in the whole city planning thing, right? Is there anything that Tyr might know of that Adler doesn't that seems to be missing from these maps? Like, not necessarily present, because I understand that's been
Make a history check.
completely fucked up, but you know, worth a
Yeah, make a history
worth a
check.
gander. Hang on, I'm pulling up my sheet, and now I'm trying to read what those are. Where does H fall in the alphabet, guy? Oh God. 27.
You were involved in the planning of a lot of the, kind of more mundane features of Pale the streets, building codes, and stuff like that. But as a city in a very late stage wizard society, like a wizard oligarchy, it is built in a way that allows for a lot of freedom, but also does try and restrict these individuals from showcasing too much. And there, are defenses that had to be built into the natural city streets. You do know that along the bridges there are arcane runes that almost like key cards that allowed the kind of central city to, in all intents and purposes, be for wizards only. If you did not have like a pass, most likely it would be harder for you to break in. There is magical abjurations and stuff like that that kept regular people out. There also are wards throughout much of the outer city that kind of keep people from flying into the city out of whim.
That's great information to know. I will share that with the class. I won't keep this to myself, actually.
Seer just lets his face plant into the no
Yeah, right.
flying zone. It's like, oh wait, guys, by the way, you're gonna get bug zapped as soon as you try to fly in there.
Yeah, it's like
It's
when
like
you
we go across the bridge, and it's like she's like, "Oh, sorry, wizards only."
Yeah, it's like when you you came into the secret encampment of your allies that one time, and you just like fell 40 feet in front of like the guards.
Yeah.
27. What else? Yeah.
Would Seer know, like, what kind of pass would be needed to get past the bridge runes?
I mean, this is, back in. It's just like essentially like it depends. There was a lot of different passes printed, or like given out. They're not printed. It's not like paper. They're like runes that basically allowed people just like kind of freely travel. Those who did not have them were just kind of stopped at the gates, and then they could be like interrogated and seen why you're trying to enter the city. They needed to be on your person. They just allowed you to walk through the runes. You had different types. So there's some people who had like who were not wizards but lived with like wizard families, or were like sometimes you would have normal workers, like if you needed a secretary or a scribe who might not have been magically trained, they could easily commute to work across the bridges. So there are like work
No.
passes almost.
No mundane people allowed.
It happened.
Okay. It's not happening anymore.
Nope.
Okay, so we'll cross those bridges when we get there.
I will say, with the 27, you do know that, Paralight's major ports were on the kind of like mundane side. There is one port that you know of that was more for like high ticket items. It was really the only like section in like the proper wizard part on the island that a ship could land, unload its materials, and that could be brought into the city. So you do know of like a kind of like back entrance almost into the city of Pale Light.
Nice. Okay, I'll also share that with the class. Not a trader yet.
Yeah, but most of the city's defenses revolved around the bridges, and generally just trying to keep people out who were not supposed to be there. It's not like they really expected like large armed armies, because they are a society of wizards. All you need is a bunch of wizards with catnap, and then you can just refresh your
Yeah.
fellow wizards. Or if you had like, say, if you had 15 warlocks and you had a bunch of wizards who knew catnap, you could, in essence, refresh those wizards. Say a 15th level wizard could refresh all of their warlocks up to at least 33 times, I believe. Even more, depending on what level you're casting catnap at. You could easily upcast it.
Infinite warlock glitch.
Infinite warlock glitch, yeah. Definitely didn't think about
What
this
if they
last
were
week.
what if they were
Yeah,
sword
no, not at
locks
all.
too? If they were sword locks.
I'm thinking more of like if you had the fiend warlock, then that would allow them to cast fireball, which
Yeah.
could catch a wide
Are we-
range of enemies.
So are we thinking like we trying to sneak in, or like full frontal assault type of thing?
I don't think a full frontal assault will work. Straight up. Like,
I'll also mention via Adler's notes, he estimates at least a contingent of up to 2,000 various demons that he has been able to account for. It's hard to get exact numbers on a city he can barely see, but like from views on the mountainsides, that's what his estimate is.
so, like...
It's a little cheesy, but if you guys want help fighting demons, you do know a cleric.
You know 2 clerics.
True. I don't think Graham will let me play 2 clerics and a fighter.
I mean,
4 characters in the bag.
If you wanted to, they could be
Bring
like
Omen
NPCs.
in here too. 2 clerics, 2 fighters. Let's do it. Just totally break the combat.
I would only have one. I would allow you to have one of them assist you, but like that doesn't mean they don't have to like be helpful. They could, before you go, cast like buffs on you. Like, these are characters that are in the world.
Same continent, so
yeah. If you could get,
and Thera has better. Aesith has a lot of attacking magic. She doesn't have a lot of protective magic.
Yeah. If you needed, like, this is the thing. You have allies out there in the world, and you know that the fight is eventually coming to you.
Yes.
Usador wants this mountain. If you need to
Maybe
summon all
get
your
a
allies...
Cloud cloud giant or two, perhaps. But that would be like very, very obvious we're coming.
They
'Cause
they
they're
would not
like
be
30
in.
feet tall.
They would not join you in like whatever sneaky plan you have to get in there.
Yeah, they're like a brawler
Yeah,
situation.
that
They're
would be
not
like
sneaky
if
at
you were
all.
to assault the city
They're the size of
fully.
a building.
Like if you wanted to attack the
I just-
city, I mean.
Yeah, like if we wanted to do full frontal assault, the Faradir could get a legion of cloud
Yeah.
giants, but I feel like we would all die anyway.
Full frontal assault is definitely an option. What might be
It is
smarter?
an option.
What might be smarter is to pretend like we're doing a full frontal while we actually are sneaking into the
We
back.
could
entrance.
have the cloud giants be an amazing distraction. However, they are dying out, and that would kind of kill them all.
Well, it wouldn't just be the cloud giants. The cloud giant.
We'd be
It's not going to be
sacrificing
the
them
rest.
and other allies.
It's not going to be the rest of the cloud giants versus 2,000 demons.
Just like a couple cloud giants,
Um,
ones that are like not contributing to the
Society.
community or something.
Yeah. This is prison.
Because they're 100% gonna die.
The cloud
It's not
giants
coming.
who willingly went over to Zaren's side,
Yeah,
they can go attack Isildur's house.
for sure. I could definitely convince them to do that
Yeah, for sure.
with my whole +1 persuasion.
I could convince them to do it. With all of the weight I have with the cloud giants, like
Yeah, I would recommend getting Thera to help because she can help protect from demons and stuff a lot.
yeah.
She's
So
got
we're
a lot of
definitely
aura
gonna
magic
do-
as a Twilight cleric, and she's got sneaky stuff too to help.
What's going on with the archangel? What's going on with her? Forget what her whole deal is, other than being a werewolf that I am directly responsible for the death of.
A werewolf would be very nice because they're like indestructible unless they have silver weapons.
She's not a werewolf anymore because I
Oh.
was directly
Well,
responsible for death.
Someone find a werewolf, have them bite her.
Oh yeah, wait. Didn't we figure out
Just turn
how
her
they
back
were
into-
making those werewolves? I have
Yeah.
a book on werewolves.
Yeah.
Forcing people to become magic werewolves with strain that is harder to cure. Rush Kamal was doing that. She's been doing that for about 9 years. That's werewolves he's in charge of.
Hmm?
I forgot Sebastian had a group of werewolves that he's in charge of.
Was.
Well, yeah, was.
Sebastian's kind of switched sides at this point.
Yeah, he never chooses the winning side.
He's a Cambion. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. Just give up. Stop trying. Stop trying to fight us specifically. We always kill him.
Maybe he has no choice.
Woohoo. So.
So?
I guess maybe we could try to recreate the weird magic werewolves, but that might take a bit too much time and cause some ethical dilemmas.
I mean, you can summon allies and see how you go from there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of who we have.
Also, hi Ganesh, we're planning.
Oh, I've realized.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to get into Pale Light to destroy Isildur's phylactery.
That is a question, isn't it? That is certainly a question.
So far, we have some.
Because we don't even know where in Pale Light that the phylactery is, do we?
No, we know for we know for a fact that it has to be on the main island. I don't think there's any possible way he's not putting it on the actual island of Pale. Apparently, all of the Mystic Powers are lit up, and he's maybe giving them to lieutenants. We don't really know. There's a possibility that his phylactery is inside of the Mystic Tower that he was studying under. But that's just a wild guess I have.
How big is the island?
I don't think so. Isildur, I don't think he was studying under anyone entirely.
How big is the island?
It is essentially the size of like. I mean, it's the size of a major city. It's the top of one of the fallen sky cities.
Okay.
Just so you know, it's okay. The base. It's a sheer base of a mountain that was kind of flipped over. So it's pretty large, honestly.
Okay.
But I will also say it was almost. I mean, it was only really allowed for like wizards or their families to really live there. So the population on the island itself was not that high. There are a lot of still like old ruins and kind of like almost natural parks and stuff.
Would Seer have any idea?
I mean, I'll say with that history check and your knowledge of like, you know, being in what you were as a wizard of like, you know, city planning, population of Pale Light prior to everything that happened in the central island was probably only, I'd like to say 30,000. With the outlying two sections of the human settlement that were attached to Pale Light, it'd probably bring it up to, I'd say, like 90K in total. So, probably only about, I'd say 60% of Pale Light was inhabited. And that would be like the dead center of it with the tall wizard towers. Kind of like the central ruins of the old city.
Yeah. The issues we're running into here is Seer hasn't been to Pale Light in 5 years. 5.5 years now. And I'm sure Isildur has changed a lot. Was Seer one of the ones who lived on the main island, or did she live on one of the other two sides?
You lived on the main island.
Ooh, Seer's fancy.
I mean, I was gonna be a major figure in the government before I decided to topple that shit.
You actually were going as one of the mystics. Like, you were training underneath them.
Yeah.
Not everyone had that ability to do so. It was the same thing. It was the same thing with Isildur, and why he was like one of those people who wanted to change things and get rid of the mystics altogether.
Damn, you pulled a rug from underneath your own feet. That's crazy.
He wanted a coup, you know? Wanted to change the governmental structure because it didn't fare well with the regular folk who had to travel and... Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta let people suffer, man.
sometimes your desire for power morphs into a coup.
Oh, damn it! I have a question.
Because you just want to change things.
Yeah.
Does anybody know locate object?
I think I can learn it.
If you get Sarah, she has it.
She should get
But that would be
It gives
a
you 2
waiting
people
period
with
until
it.
she shows up.
Sarah's actually just going to send off a message, a sending message to Thera as we all kind of like gather and discuss. Be like, hey, could you come to King's Mountain, please? Urgent.
What's the wording for locate object?
Yeah, Thera will show up for sure.
Yeah. Just so you know, for Thera, there was a few things. How good is she at hiding her people?
I mean, pretty good. She's been doing it for a long time,
Okay.
like
She would know
like
that
100 years or so.
she probably doesn't know the context to which, but there were groups of guards sent out to try and find her and her people for probably like the last few days.
What kind of guards? Like any specific city?
That would have been probably Draken specifically, so it'd be the Silver Cloaks.
Okay.
Under
Let me write
issued
up a response
orders.
to Seer then, real quick.
Yeah.
And she'll probably ask if Seer knows
Um,
anything about that.
You are a
do
past
we know?
compatriot.
Do we
What
know?
exactly did Seer say, by the way?
Sirius said, "Can you come to the King's Mountain, please? It's urgent." Probably also I'll explain when you're here. It's urgent. I don't think she would give him any details.
Do we know what the phylactery actually is?
It's
Nope.
Seer.
That would be wild.
Can you imagine?
Harry Potter style.
Voldemort shit.
That's yeah. He pulled some
Got
Voldemort shit.
Horcrux.
Oh my god.
That
That's my
would be
spell book.
That'd be intense. It'd be popping.
Seer, you must die in order for
Each of
Usador
Seer's
to die.
no, each of Seer's
Okay.
magic items has part of his phylactery. She has to destroy all her magic items.
I like the
No.
idea that, you know, yeah, Seer is like the phylactery technically, but that means he made his phylactery Seer like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Is Seer really
He
Seer?
was
She did-
pre-ordering.
Yeah.
What's
He
your
was
oldest
pre-ordering a
I'm a
phylactery.
fucking sleeper agent.
Exactly. What's your oldest
Yeah.
memory?
He had you turn to stone so long ago and woke you up in pale light as a child.
He cast modified memory on my
Intense.
parents.
As his child.
What?
That'd be what? Oh my gosh, that would be the most
That,
intense
that would
shit
be
in
the
world.
only way for like if a lich was keeping you, like either like, because you have memories of growing up
Yeah.
and you did have a family, so like you had to be like raised to a certain extent. So like if you were to be like say turned to stone as a phylactery, you would have to have some import to Usador for him to even like bother, right?
I mean,
So
yeah,
like
clearly.
you would be important to Usador. He's not gonna like there's no romantic thing there. Never was. But he does care for you more in like a parental way.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's intense. You know, do he look like before he turned to a lich?
Man, if only you brought this up like 3 years ago.
Oh,
Alright,
that
I've
would
got
be.
my Thera response for Seer. I had to count words.
I still don't understand why Usador wants me to be one of his lieutenants so bad. Just kill me and be done with it.
No,
You showed great promise.
you did.
So, Thera's gonna reply to Seer. Possibly, my people are being hunted by Draken guards. Do you know why? I'm wary to leave them alone if they're in danger.
Ask Adler. Hey, Adler, Thera's people are being hunted by dragon guards. Any idea what's up with that?
Well, it is common knowledge that Thera was with you for a point. This is probably it's probably Isildur's doing. Probably an order he gave the king. I'll talk with Fake Uril and have them rescind that order. I don't know how fast it'll go through, but. And just so you know, I did get through to Fake Uril. They explained away the mess in the dining chamber, and things are going good. The distractions worked wonders as well. Malcolm did a top-notch job.
Good. Alright. And we'll send a message over to Thera, and then I'll say, trying to get that fixed for you. Can't explain more unless you're in person.
All right. I'll be on my way. And it'll be however many days that takes. I don't even know where she is right now.
I told you, Kings Mountain.
No, but
No, I don't know where Thera is.
Thera's home.
Oh, okay.
Thera's home is canonically in like the mountains between like Grailen and Draken.
It's not super far.
Not far at all. It could take a few days, but still.
Okay.
About 50 miles. Get there in 2 days.
All right.
Ish. 3 days.
She got long legs. She's got this.
Yeah. Okay.
God, now I have to look at spells again. Shit.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
I have
you
never
did
cast a
this.
spell before. No, I love being a cleric. I truly do. They just have so many spells.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like a sorcerer. Just
And I
enough
have to
spells.
read through them. Figure out which ones are useful.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did we already start the set? What? Obviously we already started the session.
Yeah.
Did I already have my talk with Vitalious? No.
So
Yes.
you were on the way to talk with Vitalious.
Okay.
So like you technically are not with the rest of your party. I just wanted to get started, have them like begin some planning stuff.
Yeah.
You want to cut over to you and Vitalious then?
Yeah, everybody, I'm good to go.
Okay, let me get something going real fast. So you are led to a small waiting chamber. Very standard within the Taranaki. You can see a few chairs are lined with small table like coffee tables and out in front of them. Small snacks have been arrayed. Walking in, you immediately see an assortment of individuals that you actively recognize. There's one that you don't, but you see Vitalious, of course, currently kind of standing on the wall, looking towards his compatriots. But he looks towards you and gives you that familiar smile. You can see his armor is shining and gleaming. You can see this kind of green dragon scale underneath his beautiful vestments, depicting the symbol of Grailen himself. You can see his metallic arm from where his arm had been shattered as a stone statue. His this prosthetic limb is decorated with all sorts of runic magic, and it seems like he might have enhanced himself, maybe gotten a tattoo of sorts somewhere in the city of Kalos. That's where he's been. You can see his one fake golden eye shines brightly. And you also see his compatriots. One you recognize, well, two of them actually you recognize as people you fought before. You notice Skiffle, the red-haired, blue-skinned furbolg of the Nightmare Party, who is currently wearing a symbol of Grailen himself as well. You remember seeing him as a maybe not as devout as some of these other paladins or individuals who worship Grailen. He still is a worshipper. You also see Sir Viz, the dragonborn kind of inventor that you battled during the fight in Kalos, when you battled the Nightmare crew. And you also see a elven wizard. Do you want to describe yourself, Nate?
Yes.
Hey, yo.
How's it going, y'all?
Going good, my man.
So you see
Stranger
a
danger.
yeah, you see a relatively tall and skinny elvish individual. He has a slight tan to his skin, long flowing platinum blonde hair, and he is standing there currently flipping through a small notebook while reading with some reading glasses.
Vitalious.
He
Oh.
sees you all come in, looks up, puts the book away, and smiles.
Okay. Vitalious looks to you, Ganesh. Always good to see you. Reaches his hand out to you.
I extend. Give him a hearty handshake.
It's not the best of meetings. I know things are tense right now, but... Well,
Yeah.
I think we need to talk.
That we do.
Nightmare was kind enough to teleport me here. To speak with you. They have... Well, you got my message from earlier. They have some interesting ideas.
Yeah, they definitely do.
How's it faring on your front?
You know, Sentry, a millennia's-old lich, wants to take over, become a god. I feel like it's a story that's been done before, but at the end of the day, this is another threat that needs to be dealt with.
This threat. Its scope is larger than anything. I've been praying to Grailen nightly, and I can feel his weakness. All the portals are... They're not stable.
I know. I feel it too.
If something happens, and the portals truly fail, then I fear the worst. Isildur. I don't know if he knows it, but he's being used. For Asmodeus, Demogorgon. Looks kind of back slightly over his shoulder and whispers this to you. Even the King in Yellow. They're all waiting for Isildur to make his move on this mountain, and for the portals to fail. And if the portals do all fail, they will step through with ease. Like hasn't happened before since the ending of the First Age.
Well, hopefully, we can all work together and figure out a way to stop that.
Mark, it's funny that you say that, because one of his friends...
Right.
They come with a plan, an idea. I personally don't know if it could work. But
Yes, it's something of a little brainchild of mine. Seeing that Grailen, to my understanding, was once a man, but a divine entity now. And that, knowing that he is trapped physically away, I came with the idea of trying to create a vessel, potentially, most likely temporarily. I'm not certain how long it would last for, but the idea was trying to clone his physical body, making something that he would be able to... Obviously, he's still able to influence this world with his divine power. So even if physically could not be here, if he is able to, perhaps, due to this vessel being made of the same material as himself, him be able to remotely control some sort of living construct. I'm not certain if it would work myself. I know as well that you have a arcane member of your group, to my understanding, and was hoping that we could potentially work together to try to do this. Again, it could just be an entire waste of time. I am not quite certain. But if it would work out, I think it would be advantageous to have potentially a physical representation of Grailen maybe fighting with us when this hypothetical final battle occurs.
Alright.
The tricky part, though, is we would need some flesh of Grailen. Which, well, I've never seen him myself personally, and I'm told you're the only one.
Would I know what I've met Grailen to be? Would that have felt like a physical form? Or would that feel like still like almost like an avatar essentially?
Make an Arcana check. I'd say with advantage. You've seen him a few times.
Okay. Advantage 17?
The times you've seen Grailen, he has been attached to these chains, and you have noticed that his magical power is funneled out. It's very clear that these chains are not only meant to keep him in place, but to siphon him and his magical prowess outward. And when it does that, he is strangely human.
Okay.
You don't think this is entirely an avatar of Grailen that you've seen before. It's more than that. It is his true essence locked away.
Okay.
Do you find that Jake? Do you find that happening more often when
He's from everything that I felt. If Grailen is to have a physical form, what's bound is certainly to be it. Or at least the closest thing to one.
Well, if you remember this location and remember it decently well enough, my theory is that I link my consciousness with you through telepathy and attempt to teleport to this location. To my understanding, seeing that he is locked up, I'm certain that no one would be happy with us doing that, but if we have enough time to take a piece of flesh from him, very small, and teleport out of there, hopefully nothing bad will happen to the lot of us that end up going. That is my proposition for at least the first step of this.
I'm going to be honest. It's not a matter of I don't think that'll work. I do think you'd get something. But I don't think this will be the Grailen that we're envisioning. The way he's bound currently is sapping every bit of godly magic he has. That's why the portals are in flux. Anything that we do create, I honestly feel it will just be his mortal self. And I don't know how much magic or power he'll have.
Even when Grailen was mortal, he was a famed paladin in and of his own regard. So much so that he became deified. A paladin oath never wavers. It is not given by a deity. It is taken when you make your oath to protect something or to avenge something. I doubt his oath has changed.
Well, it comes down to you all. Do you think this endeavor is worth undertaking?
It's up to you, Gamesh.
I've actually
I-
been thinking about this.
I fear what's coming.
Because I have a plan of my own. Whether or not it works or not will be the deciding factor. I don't think teleporting to the location will be very much possible. I can't even teleport there directly myself. But I can certainly get the flesh if necessary.
Well, if you have a plan to procure this, I am at your service.
Right. I will. Let me see something here. What do I have at my disposal? Yeah, because the time is drawing short. Regardless, I think I'm gonna make my way there soon. Because if they're waiting for him, Isidore, to take this mountain, then I realistically won't have the time to wait. I gotta try this soon. And luckily, the last combat I was in hasn't tapped me too much. Can you give me a moment? I need to.
Of course.
I'll be right back.
Take your time.
Take as long as you need, Gamesh. We'll be here.
Alright. Okay. So. Do I know how to get to the city of what's the city at the top of the mountain called again? Where is it? All these locations. What was it? Is it Heldale or Hildale?
Healdal, yes.
Heldal. Can I get there without Cormith? Because he's always the one that took us.
You probably could try. I don't see why not.
Okay.
Like, it is technically illegal to enter that because it is a forbidden forest. But you've been there multiple times with the Lord Commander, as he is like the only one allowed into it.
Okay.
But people have seen you enter it with him like multiple times now, so like it's probably okay.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Before you leave, Vitalious will say, if you're going to Haldal, Gamesh, I would like to join you. And this mountain, long ago, used to be my home.
Why would you? Why would we?
And
Why would you do that? Why'd you do that?
I haven't seen the top of it in a very long time.
Of course.
Just say that. We're gonna
All right, then, we need to find Cinti.
Okay. You leave, bringing you back to the remainder of your party, who have been busy planning.
Cinti, I need to ask a favor. Do you think you can cast Windwalk again? And cast it on Vitalious and myself? Thanks.
Okay. Cast Windwalk once more. You and Vitalious take off into the skies towards Haldel.
Yeah.
Okay. The distant mountain rises around you. As you reach the height of the citadel itself, you fly over it. You watch as the paladins are readying themselves for a great battle. You see javelins are lined along the edges of the great fortress at the top of the mountain. Swords are being hammered away on, and many paladins look up to see you flying just above their heads. You soon find yourselves flying over the Forbidden Fortress. And soon, cresting the small ridge that descends into the great central space where the ancient city of Haldel resides. As you do so, there is a streak of golden light, and you watch as, rising to meet you at your height, a great ancient gold dragon rises. Stratavan speaks. Even in cloudy form, I recognize you, Gamesh. Land, and we may talk.
I do.
You shift out of your form as Stratavan takes his material form, that being taking his familiar golden-haired, tall form. What better forms to drape upon ourselves? Bring a friend.
Yes. This is Vitalious. One of the oldest living followers of Grailen.
I can sense that about him. I take it you're here for the portal.
Yes.
Well, you've helped me out many times in the past, and it is not mine entirely. Go ahead. I won't stop.
Thanks.
I just doing my due diligence as a guardian of this place.
In real life?
Stratvan will
Right.
kind of let you have your leeway. Vitalious will take this deep in-breath. It's so different. Abandoned like this. I remember fighting to defend this. before I was imprisoned on Stone Guard. You two
So
make
much
it.
time has passed.
Sorry. It's still
It
strange.
feels
It's still strange to me that I missed out on an entire age.
I can only imagine.
It's free renown. What?
I haven't even been on this journey not even a year yet. And so much has happened.
Apparently not available waters. What was that?
Time moves quickly when the world is at work.
And it's forever turning.
I'd always hoped that after my war, I would settle down
What?
for a century of peace and grow old. Maybe after all this is done, I'll finally get my wish.
Sounds nice.
What kind of bracelet should I get?
Time to put the weapons down and just breathe. We won't be able to do that unless we are able to complete our task.
No. We must work tirelessly. And when everything is
I don't
done,
know. Did you get anyone else?
hopefully, maybe,
Man, it's so nasty.
you all step into the central space, the Theater of the Gods. They say this is where,
Oh, wait.
well, Grailen was raised into his status. But the god of the sun,
He used Berkeley once to
god of
get
protection,
access. It says,
and all the others would meet, talk, and discuss, even before my time. Looks down into the swirling vortex, the portal to the astral plane.
Do you know how it works?
I was
The astral plane.
never permitted to see it. But I do know how it works.
All right.
Hit a pause at 80 bullets.
So the two of you enter in.
Mm-hmm.
You step through the planar portal and feel a strange cold sensation hit you, as suddenly the world is filled with glittering stars. Strange strands of silver dot the sky in front of you. Floating ancient debris drifts aimlessly around you. We're back in the astral sea.
Okay. I put my hand on Vitalious' shoulder. Just envision Grailen. His power being flown to you.
He closes
And I'll
his
do the
eyes.
same.
As you close your eyes and envision Grailen, you feel a pull, a connection, and open your eyes to watch the world seem to warp. Everything seems to stretch amazingly long. Each small dot, like a singular sun, stretches and soon becomes lines, until those lines become stone and brick, and you find yourself in a familiar chamber. Chains run from the walls, the ceiling, even the floor, and straddle a singular individual whose bright eyes open,
I'm just thinking about it.
shifting from a radiant gold back into a more human flavor. They smile As you look to your left, you see Vitalious' eyes wide as he gets on his knees and begins to just worship. Vitalious, it's been too long. Stand, friend. You see, currently sat in front of Grailen are two smoking objects. A single shield that is scarred, singed, burned, as well as a singular helmet that looks the very same. The boots still remain, though. The light blue color of Grailen's magic still flowing through them. Ganesh.
Grailen. I begin to walk up closer.
Well,
We had to cut our last meeting short.
we did.
This time I can't leave until something's done.
First, no. There was no stopping it. I sent you too late. I didn't feel that magic and that pull of power until the very end. And I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. Machinations will happen.
I know. But I'm also sorry that the vestiges you tirelessly went to find lay used.
I noticed. But I thought something else actually.
And what was that?
First I will walk over and I will lay Lumberdoom down. You didn't have all of them.
It was with all of them that I perceived your threat. Threat to the world. Now there's only two.
And there's me.
Kamesh.
The other Jards. Their power, or your power that they have, stops at their abilities to manipulate the portals. What I have has given me magic within myself. And that stems from you.
It does. It does.
And it's grown a lot. I felt the surge after every battle.
I remember when I first felt that presence of power in you. When Char chose you. To carry the seed of the Zemajad. And it changed you.
Help me find myself.
It did. And it still is. And will. You see, Grailen looks up, almost past you, seeing Vitalious kind of like watching this whole exchange. You bringing me my vestiges showed me something. And gave me knowledge that I didn't have before. Looks up at you. I appreciate your offer, of your power, but it is yours. And I cannot take it from you. I don't desire that.
No
You're
offense.
stronger for it. But also,
Damn.
Ganesh, this is my
Can I buy
punishment.
that ball, you think?
And with my vestiges in my hands, I realized something. I won't escape this. I'm sorry I gave you hope that I could. I was optimistic when you first came to me. And it was wrong of me to be. Looks at you, making eye contact with you. He stands, and you can see him strain to do so. You can see almost holes within himself where the magic has faded so thoroughly that parts of his body have become void. He stands to meet you at your height instead of kneeling in front of his sword. It's time that I realize that I will never escape my punishment. To accept the fact of what it is.
She left on.
I can help you still. I will help you still.
And
There's-
who keeps the portals in check? That is your domain. It cannot just be left empty.
I
You gonna try that
No.
again?
Ganesh, there is so much going on. My mind has been racing for weeks, months, at everything that has happened. And I know why the portals are so weak. And it's just a part of my punishment. To see my people, the things that I worked so hard to protect, stand so flimsy, making the lives of those who guard them so tough, is part of my challenge of being here in this place. I can only do so much to help to keep them shut,
Yeah, you put a cap
and it's not
here, but-
much. There's no breaking free of this, Ganesh.
Yeah, he's putting it on some kneeling these stairs.
There's only living in what is happening and what has happened.
We have a castle.
But no, I have a plan. That in the end, all will be well. And while I will not escape this, that we will stop Isildur. You are strong. I know you can do this.
You don't have a choice.
before everything comes to pass with Isildur, I wish to see you one more time. When you see his mountain at the end of the valley,
Backside.
with his forces gathered and readied to take my home, looks to Vitalious.
Vitalious, yeah.
Yeah. His home. Your home. The place that you have grown so strong in. When he comes to take all of that away, you will see me one more time. And together, we will end him.
Walls open. Me in that room. The hallway.
I wish you could have freed me, but it is just a wish. One that will sadly never come true.
Alright. Sounds like you're resolute.
I just know
I'm still going.
that it's... I just know it won't work. And I need you at your strongest for the battle ahead.
Alright. Well, Vitalius, would you like to propose your idea?
Vitalius
Or the
looks-
idea of Nightmare?
Vitalius looks at you. You're... Grailen, Vitalius, I know. Do you think it will work, Gamesh?
If it does, you won't be this. You'll be what you were most likely before your ascension.
A great paladin. With lofty goals and noble ideas. Doesn't sound too bad to me at this point.
Alright.
I think you should do it. Test it. See if anything comes from it.
Alright then. I kneel down and pick up Lumberdoom.
You see Grailen focuses, and you watch as this radiant magic feeds into the chains all across his body. You can see the slightly golden skin fades into almost simple, regular flesh as the magic is funneled so expertly from him. Choose a spot and take your bit of flesh.
Right. I guess I'll get like the tip of the ear.
Okay.
There's a quick
Damn,
little cheek.
docked like a Doberman.
You grab a small piece of flesh. The blood at first oozes out red and normal. But then you watch as he seems to hold in some of his magic from going through the chains, and you watch as suddenly it begins to leak gold, and soon the ear regenerates.
I hand it over to Vitalious.
He grabs it. If this works, Ganesh. Well, maybe you can see me in a different light one day.
Maybe. I am sorry, though.
It's not your fault. It is all mine.
It's a personal thing. I like to uphold my word.
You upheld everything you've sworn to me.
All right.
I'll see you one more time, Ganesh.
I nod.
Nods to you. Goodbye, Grailen. It was a pleasure seeing your face. Your words have brought me comfort every time I hear them. You've been nothing but a valuable friend, Vitalious. I'm so happy that you've been brought back. And I'm happy I got to see you. Grailen nods to you, Ganesh. See you around. And with that, you suddenly feel this immense cold wave hit you as the room suddenly shifts. You watch as Grailen is almost sent back, as if you're being pulled from him through the back of the room as he is launched deep into the astral sea. The visage of him getting further and further away incredibly quickly. And soon you watch as the stars suddenly get slower and still. And you turn to look behind you and find the same portal you just stepped through right behind you. You step through?
Are you ready? Yeah. I go through.
You and Vitalious step through the portal. You look towards him as you step through, back into that material world, and you see him wiping away tears. I'd thought to ask him what he was punished for.
I did too. But at this point,
He looks up at you.
I don't feel it really matters right now.
Shakes his head. It doesn't.
And
And I think
if that works, you might be able to ask him anyway.
yeah. Or maybe he'll tell us.
Maybe.
I think he will. I think he will. Let's get this ear back to Nightmare.
Yeah. Thank you, Stardivon. I'm sure he's around.
Yeah, Stradivon just kind of lets you do your own thing. But you're able to fly back to the base of the mountain. And return to Nightmare. Vitalious walks back into that room. You can see this strange elf who you actually never learned their name.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
But Vitalious greets him. Jet, it's done. Hands him the ear. So, how long will this take?
That is a great question. Normally, this procedure on a mortal man would take if I'm not mistaken, and Jet is flipping through his spell book vigorously. Give me 1 second. I have it out here.
It takes, I
Like,
want to say at least 7. Is it 100 days?
It's
Yeah,
like 100 days. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's 100 days, yeah. Jet flips through his book, yeah, and he... here it goes. Yes, it is supposed to take approximately 120 days. Now, at the same time, though, this is if you just let it sit and fester by itself. I propose that myself and other individuals of arcane prowess maybe are able to channel arcane energy into this and try to speed up the process of... I think this might be the first time anyone's ever tried doing this with divine essence, so maybe it'll go quicker, but I'm not certain. Regardless, though, I have made preparations with Nightmare to get the other required supplies, to include a suitable vessel and a diamond we can use in this process. Is there anywhere in particular you want this process to be undertaken, or should we just do it back at our manor?
I mean, it's gonna take 120 days. And Vitalis is located in Kalos, right? At this point.
Vitalious is he has a temple that's in.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say your manor should be fine, given the time frame.
Of
It's
course.
either I'm able to save the world or I'm not.
Well, I know the rest of the individuals who are currently not here with me, I'm more than happy to help along the way. Whatever comes up, let them know. Currently, they're up to some sort of shenanigans going on with some fire giants, but I expect them to be done post-haste.
My regards.
Of course. Well, if there's nothing else, I will make my way back and begin preparations.
All right. Keep me up to date.
Of course.
Gamesh, the Supreme Commander of Kalos, is planning on sending soldiers to aid you.
Yeah, I heard.
When this comes to pass, I will be here, standing at your side. This mountain was once my home, my kingdom. And the war that Ysildur is conducting, it is my history remade. I won't fail this time.
Don't worry. None of us will.
Thank you.
All right. Now I need to go figure out how to kill a lich.
I wish you luck. He'll give you a handshake if you will.
Oh yeah, I'll return it.
Yep. So
Aston won the jet as well.
Of course, Jet will happily give you a firm handshake. Good luck with the lich business.
It's bound to be fun.
I can imagine. Sounds very informative. Let me know afterwards, and I will keep you all updated. After that, Jet will grab the rest of the group of Nightmare and Vitalious and cast Teleport. Head back to... actually, he can just do Teleportation Circle, since there's a circle inside of Kalos.
Yup. You, Nightmare teleports back with their ability to now clone Grailen, which we will discuss next session.
Sounds good. It was nice seeing you all, and I will make my way out.
Yeah.
All right. Now what was everybody else doing?
Using
plans.
so many spells.
Drawing maps.
I have a list of spells I have to ask you guys about because I have so many spells that do very similar things but also different, and I need opinions on what is gonna be useful and what's stupid,
Well, I wasn't there to discuss.
and what'll
So,
work better with everyone else's spells and whatnot.
so how long was I going?
Honestly,
In
not
all
much.
honesty, you were probably gone talking to them for maybe like 2 hours, honestly.
All right, guys, I gotta shut up for 2 hours. You got this.
Well, they have had their conversations. They've been given maps, documents from Adler, so it's been, they've been researching for a bit. Is there anything else, like any other people that you guys wish to contact? Any provisions you need to get? Let's go.
We
Negative.
there's so much to do.
How, just, hypothetically, how likely do you think it would be that we could convince that one paladin guy to give us that shield briefly? Just
Oh,
let's
the
borrow
shield.
it, just for a minute, just to fight a lich in his demon army.
So you
Oh.
want the shield back?
The shield,
the honors last stand.
Hypothetically speaking,
You're gonna take
I
it from
mean-
him again?
not take,
Would you
borrow,
rather the world be taken over
No.
by a lich?
borrow and return.
Nice last stand.
Yeah, honors last stand. The night
Oh,
of last
honors.
honor. Yeah, the night of last honor.
Last honors, and then it's honors last stand. Okay, I combined the names.
It's,
We've already given it back once.
Yeah.
We're good on our word.
Who needs it?
Well, there I can use a shield.
I have another Taras scale.
What does that do again? I wrote it down somewhere. I have no idea where.
It can reflect a
It has the
spell
chance
back.
to reflect magic back. Yep.
Okay, but is it just a basic shield other than that?
Yeah.
Okay, because she has a +1 shield right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
that's like there comes the
And-
trade-off.
Her spells, she's got spells that help with incoming spells, so I don't think that would be as useful.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't have to worry about another spell to counter a spell. You just have a shield.
They're kind of built into some of these spells, honestly.
Hmm.
I got a lot of magic here.
It's almost like you're a
Big
cleric.
boy cleric. Yeah, as a big boy
Wow.
cleric, there's lots of spells.
Right, but I've done all the talking for the last 40 minutes, so I'm not doing it anymore.
We need an army. Where can we get an army?
2 upstairs.
We could talk to the giants and maybe get a couple.
So, basically, I will
Not my
will say,
girlfriend, though.
now that the king is being, now that the king is on your side, Adler is working with the king and Cormith to bring back together the kingdom, and they've only been out of war for maybe like a month, so they are going to reconvene like all the soldiers that they fought with against Garish Tall, and they're going to bring them all to King's Mountain.
Yeah. Because
So,
one thing that I was
Now that he has access to the kingdom, that can happen. So that is Guanistan, Krenkdent, Draken, Bordor, Don Willow. That is also they have a decent alliance with Bastion. Last time you guys checked, so they can probably get Bastion to join as well. So you will have an army. That is
Yeah, 'cause
going
what-
to be what they're focusing on.
Well, that's good.
I think an deployable in this doorway is actually
Because one option that presents itself to us to get into Pale Light, to get his phylactery, is I don't think this would trick Isildur himself, but it might work long enough as a distraction. Is if there's like copies of us along with this army going in, as long as we're okay with mass casualties, that would provide us an opportunity to sneak in through that back port and scurry around the city.
So it would probably be. It's approximately like a 5-day journey just to get to Pale Light from Rankton. And it'll probably take a couple days to amass the army in general. There's not an easy, quick way to get thousands of people across the land.
No, but
that's the only issue that you're gonna have is they also have to they're in the midst of gathering everyone, so that could also take a few days.
Yeah.
Adler will not make any promises about how quick he can get an army to you. He does have technically 4,400. Oh, that was pre-loss of Gerishtal. Let's see here. He can probably bring to bear around maybe 3,000 Terra. That is his personal force here.
Yeah, which isn't enough against approximately 2,000 demons and counting.
That would be tough.
Damn, he's lit.
You kind of needed to have like.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need the numbers when you're facing like monstrous forces.
Especially things that can fly.
Because these are rangers and druids and the like, but still.
What about the paladins of Bahamut? Because that'd be pretty good against the demons.
Paladins would be fantastic.
There's not that
Well, they
many
were
of them.
split.
They also got hammered during the battles.
I mean, even just like
The
one
paladins-
or two paladins is a boon.
There's
but
approximately right now close to 400 paladins that could probably be brought to bear, which would allow
Which is
like at least
good.
30 to stay to
That's
protect
a
the citadel.
fuck ton of paladins. Hell yeah.
Well, that's what you
have to
had during the
understand
war. They are paladins, but they're not like high level by any means.
Yeah, they're NPC paladins.
Yeah,
Still helps.
it does.
It helps, but it's not quite enough to go toe-to-toe with Ezor's army, because you're still reeling from the war.
Do we
But-
want giants?
But
Giants
just
would
one
be
thing.
helpful.
One thing to
Yes.
keep in mind is remember we're also going to need help when Usador finally does attack the mountain, though. So if we
Exactly.
send a lot of people to Pale Light and they die, that's how many people less we have to actually fight and defend the mountain itself.
Also, I think it's
Giants
important
could
to
be
note-
at the mountain. That's like their favored terrain, basically.
Because you do know
Honestly,
that I believe you told Adler this, that there's a lot of undead that Usador has on the other continent.
mhm. Yeah.
I do have a spell that could hold back a horde.
Okay.
Just like keep them from entering an area.
It'd be
So
useful
that could
for
help.
here.
It'd be 40,000 square feet.
I think that would be helpful for here.
For undead?
Or no, sorry. No, not that spell. It'd be 60 feet. A radius of 60 feet. So 120
not-
feet could lock out fiends and undead. I can prevent people from teleporting into an area of up to 40,000 square feet, and then they would take damage if they enter it, like, physically.
Would be very helpful.
Yeah, because I know that there were some demons that were teleporting and whatnot, but I do have a spell that just locks them out of an area as well. It's a smaller, much smaller area, but still.
Honestly, I think the 40,000 thing would be very
And then it can
helpful.
have an extra effect as well, and there's like 7 different options to choose from. We can like give them vulnerability to a certain damage type. We could give us resistance to a damage type. We can. There's a lot of. It's hollow, or hallow, which is.
Yeah.
It
You
has
make
a
hollow
fuck ton of
ground.
features that you can do. Yeah, it has. Let me
That'll
see,
be
what are the
essential
options here?
for this.
Yeah, we could either be immune to frightened. We could have resistance to a damage type. We could make them vulnerable to a damage type.
Oh my
We
fucking
could
God.
prevent teleportation in the area. We could make them frightened while they're in the area. Those are the only useful ones in that list, really. The rest are like, eh. We can make the area silent so none of us can cast spells.
I'll just sit that session out.
Yeah, or I can make it to where we could all speak a language and we all understand it. Very useful for war.
I love having bonds.
But making everybody vulnerable to a certain damage type, or like all the enemies, would be pretty good. Or making all of us resistant to fire
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, that would also be pretty good.
So hollow could be pretty good, and it's not concentration, it just lasts until it's dispelled. But it does take 24 hours to cast. So
Also-
that would be like a big preparation spell.
I've circled back around to not liking the idea of attacking Pale Light with an army. Because you just need a distraction to get in unnoticed. If
Also
we even
assume
need a
that-
distraction.
Yeah, I also assume that teleport into Palo is probably a really bad idea too, right?
Probably. I know we can't fly in there.
Do we have any more dragons that owe us a favor?
I don't think
we
so.
do. Dragon would be a great distraction.
Yeah, but that would be a lot for like any dragon to take on. Because it's not like
I mean, just to be a distraction for like just a little bit.
Yeah,
you
just
know,
fly,
just enough
fly
time for us
really,
to
really
sneak
high
in.
in the sky and then
We
run
don't
away.
need them to like. We don't need them to fight off an army. We need them. We need something to distract them long enough for us to sneak in,
Yeah.
and then the distraction can get out of there.
Could let me. What's the range of Meteor Swarm?
It's
Pretty big.
I think it's 20-foot radius per meteor.
Well, I mean, range is a mile.
No, oh yeah, a mile. I mean the distance from where you can cast it. Yeah, it's a mile.
Yeah. So there is one thing. You are friendly with Stradavan, who you've seen cast Meteor Swarm before.
Stradavan's the gold dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ganesh was
Could
just
ask
talking to
him for a little bit of help.
I mean, I can always cast meteor swarm.
Yeah, but that'd be using
Yeah,
up a
but-
big spell.
Yeah, well, we want to save your spell slots for when we actually run into like Vertigo or something.
Could give Stradavan an IOU.
I wish I could teleport into
You
Pale
could
Light,
get
but I-
close.
Why can't you teleport into pale light?
It's so deep.
Hmm.
We could go
'Cause it's-
ethereal.
Because it's like teleporting into Pale Light, it's like I don't have an object from there. It's been 5.5 years since I've been there. If I mess up at all, we could all be separated in the city. I don't think the worth is risk it. Sure.
That sounds like fun.
we could try to do ethereal. We could
There's-
try to like
If you need someone who's familiar, there's also Adriel. He's from the city. He doesn't have access to the spell you need, but
from the city too. I lived there. That was my home.
I know.
I teleport to my house, Graham.
We
Do I know where that
shift.
is?
I mean, you do know
We
where
could
your
plane
house
shift
was,
into
yes.
pale light.
Okay, so I could probably safely teleport us into my house. It's a big risk, though.
We I don't think plane shift will work the way we intended because none of us
None of our plane shifters have been to Pale Light.
I don't think you have to have been to a place. You just designate a place.
Yeah,
And
but
you
the
go
more
there.
It could
I
just
think the
teleport.
more
It could just plane shift you to like the front gate.
yeah, we don't know where
That's
actually
true.
within Pale Light it will take us to.
I think
Because I was looking at etherealness. It's only one person, so I don't think we'd be able to do that route,
But
unfortunately.
etherealness is only one person.
It's only on yourself.
I could have swore that etherealness was multiple people.
I thought there was a spell or an ability that affected multiple creatures, but it's not the spell etherealness. Unless I'm reading it wrong, which I could be.
Let me look.
I could have swore that was one of the.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it first, because I thought it affected like a group of people, but then I looked at it and I was like,
Range
oh,
of
never
self,
mind, I
target of
guess.
self. Yeah.
Oh no, is when you upcast it.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, if you cast it at 9th level, you could get 3 other people.
Yeah.
Or 8th level. So at 9th level,
9th
you
level
could
would.
get all of us.
Yeah.
But
But-
well, Farah could have that, but that would be her only 9th level slot, and that would get rid of mass heal.
So it's, do we want to?
But that is still like.
etherealness-
So it's an option if we have no
It
other
certainly
way
is
to
an
get
option.
in. It does last for 8 hours, so we could just walk right in and then choose where we want to come out.
The problem is that a lot of fiends have true sight.
Yeah. And
So they
also,
can't see
if
us.
they have the forbidden spell cast in Pale Light, we can't get in there through the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have it cast there, but if they do, it blocks travel and plane shift and anything like that.
So I guess right now it's sounding like the best bet is for me to just try to teleport us into my old house. Or where my old house was. I don't know if it's still standing.
We could all try to be invisible, maybe, when we go in.
True sight.
And not everyone has true sight, though.
Would-
It might help a little bit just to initially get there in case we're in the middle of the street.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if it's just like little guys patrolling the streets, they probably can't see invisible stuff.
Yeah, it's usually the
I'm
bigger.
just
It's
making
usually the bigger
assumptions
ones.
based on no knowledge, so.
If we are going into my house, there's always the possibility that because it's already inside of the central island, security might not be as tight as it is on the border of that central island.
That's very possible.
There's not many people who could teleport into Pale Light, who know enough about Pale Light in the world right now to be able to just get there.
From what you know, based on like what is in this kingdom, there's like 4 survivors.
Yeah.
Do we think, where do we want to face Isidore at? What's our ideal location?
I mean, he's coming to the mountain.
Ideal location,
Okay.
the mountain.
So if we wanted to, we could hallow a part of the mountain the day before, and then go over to Pale Light.
Mm-hmm.
You said
'Cause it'll
hollow
last
the
there.
mountain.
Hallow it.
Oh, the spell hollow.
Spell. Yeah. It's not. It's like it's a pretty decent sized area, and it would be ready for us when we get there because it lasts.
What is
But it takes a whole day to cast it, so it wouldn't be like, oh, we get there and then do it.
So you're saying while we're, I see what you're saying. What does this do again?
1,000 gold worth of materials. I like how when you look it up on
it's
Roll20.
expensive. A lot of these cleric spells that I have are expensive, so
I mean, they have to be expensive, otherwise you could just cast them willy-nilly.
yeah.
If you look it up in Roll20,
yeah, there's a shop you can get 10,000 gold worth of different materials.
Roll20, all it says for the materials is like it says like verbal somatic material, and then just like in parentheses all caps material. Instead of just actually posting that it just needs herbs, oils, and incense worth 1,000 gold. Like it's just like they didn't want to copy that apparently. I find that
So
so
instead
weird.
they just
I mean,
all caps
uh,
Imperial.
I mean, 60 feet radius. I mean, that's
Be 120 feet.
120 diameter.
That's like a decent battle area, you know.
yeah,
I mean, it's enough to protect at least us.
yeah. Like if you could funnel the
I also have a
forces.
lot of other options that protect us, but most of them are centered on Thera with a 30-foot radius. It would move with her, but it would be a much smaller area. And their concentration, which I planned on doing those anyway, but if we didn't want to do Hollow, we do still have those.
Honestly, I think Hollow is better than nothing.
I didn't do anything. All I did was just follow the.
Especially because it lasts, you know, so it's not like
She
you
can
can't cast the other
also,
spells.
depending on how many days we want to prep for this, she could cast it multiple times.
Huh?
But it's a day for each casting.
Yeah. I know that Sierra at least needs like an 8-hour nap before she can do anything.
Also, if we do want a distraction, Thera has Mislead. So she can make a duplicate of herself. But that's it.
They are looking for you and your people.
Isidore isn't.
Well,
I don't think he knows specifically what Thera looks like, does he?
it's kind of like his lackeys know. Like it's beneath him, but it is happening because of him.
Do we know of any entities on other planes? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, he's going in the same door again.
I can make some. I can bind one.
I'm gonna summon Zartan in the middle of the city. Call it a day.
I could summon
I
the Celestial
mean-
or bind something. But I think it already has to be here for
Nah,
Elena binding.
I don't think I can summon Zartan. I think he's strong enough to be like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to.
You could make friends with Garish Tall.
Yeah, just real quick.
Yeah, just like rebirth him or whatever. Try to get him
Maybe
out of
he's
his weird
gone to
stasis.
therapy since we defeated him.
Hey, Gershtal, you know how angry you were at the world?
He's.
Do you want to redirect that?
If you promised, you could send him back.
I don't know what the last one is.
Back to
Where?
Fairville.
Okay, hold up. Let me make sure I got this straight. So he was initially a Titan, right?
Mm-hmm. He is a
And-
Vitalious.
Yeah. And the promise that Grailen made to him was he was going to reunite him with the other Titans.
Yes.
Okay. And
Last one's Black
is there a?
Lotus.
And where would that actually be?
The other staircase.
That would be a alternate version of the material world that the Titans
One's A
control.
and one's the staircase.
Ooh.
So he would have basically opened. It's a little
the-
complicated.
It's the dream of the blue veil spell, pretty much.
Yes, I believe that is it. I was about to go look for it.
Yeah, dream of the blue veil.
Yep.
Oh man,
Black Bane.
shit. Yeah, I never thought about taking. I never imagined that a campaign will require it, so I'd never take it.
So for some of the spells I have, I'd need 3,000 gold worth of material components, which I've never had to worry about before because I've never cast these spells.
Round it up some.
Well-
But that would be Hallow is 1,000, and then Forbiddance would be 1,000. and then holy aura, which I really do want
Yeah.
to be able to
Incense
cast.
worth
would be 1,000.
1,000 gold, which can be probably gotten. Powdered ruby worth at least 1,000 gold. With so this is stuff that's not going to happen immediately, because it's hard to, correlate.
For
So
sure.
most likely, Adler's plan is, now that he's working with the new king, they've sent word out to gather their armies. He's using the fake king and the king's real brother to essentially gather all armies towards the king's mountain, try to clear your names, which it's being done, and they're blaming it on Isildur for all of this. Also, they're basically giving the army as much control over like the city of Rington and all the other cities as possible. So Adler will say he can get you whatever you need.
I made it.
Um,
This joint is epic, bro.
they are literally going to liquidate pretty much every shop in the capital for this,
You need to check wine. I gotta go in there.
Sick.
and promise to pay them back
Oh.
for everything they take.
Okay.
Do you think it'd be possible for us to find a scroll for Dream of the Blue Veil?
Give me one moment.
Is it in geisha?
Because if we do, we might have a
Geisha.
in to get Gareth Tall to be on our side.
Do you need a scroll?
I mean, I can't. The issue is like I can't just pick the spell up because I have
Yeah.
to wait until I level up to get it.
I see.
Seer can, if she gets a scroll. Unless you're willing to let me swap out one of my spells right now, but I don't want. I feel like that'd be a little unfair. So,
Yeah. It is a conjuration spell. So,
Half off.
50% off sale.
What level spell is that?
7th.
7th level conjuration spell.
So you can use it.
Half of
With a
that.
duration of
Half
6 hours.
Half of 7 is 4,
14.
right?
Oh, half of 7 is rounding up.
So that
It's
would
4.
just take us to wherever he is.
So you have
Well, no.
400
this-
GP worth of magic paper.
This would be
The
a way to get him back.
home to
Yeah.
where he wants
Yeah.
to be.
This is a
So-
So
we can go because I think he's just kind of on like a different plane right now, like a demi planers.
He's in the. Well, I just need. I forget where we put him. He's in this.
Well, he's back in his kind of like stasis. So the thing was,
Yeah.
Grailen woke him. He's always been trapped on this world,
One is
ever since like the war between the gods and the Titans. He just got woke up by Grailen and was just pissed that he was promised the ability to go home if he made an army, and then was just never taken home, never talked to again, and is now just awake, and stuck in a world that he does not want to be in. So he turned to
Grailen.
control and
Oh, God.
conquering
The
to.
problem with getting
get
Grailen
over
is
that.
we have to send his ass back afterwards.
What do you mean?
Like, if
Gerstall.
we're enlisting his help. Or, yeah, Gerstall, that's what I meant.
No, that's what I'm saying. To enlist his help, we tell him we can get you back home if you help us.
That's gonna be
And in order
one
to do that-
hell of a
But are
persuasion
we
check.
lying, or.
No, this is
No,
really
we
legitimately.
did.
If we get this, if we get the spell, Dream of the Blue Veil, if we can get that scroll, we can get him back home.
All we need
That's
is
not gonna bite us in the ass.
No, because like we
No.
the spell, like the way the spell is set up is you and up to 8 willing creatures. So it's like we can just cast it on him,
Mm-hmm. And then you can
And-
return.
him back to the plane the world that he's actually from.
Okay.
just.
Cool.
all
Could
we
you
need
just
is
cast
have-
it on another person?
Wait, can you? Wait,
It says you and.
and oh no, never mind. We don't want to do that.
I mean, it would just send
someone-
Seer to another world for.
No. Well,
Okay,
Seer
so
plane shift?
the spell
No, so-
ends early. The spell ends early if the creature is woken up out of the sleep that the spell creates. So if we wake up Seer, she'll be awake, but we
It
can
would
let
end on
him
the
sleep.
other one too.
Would
The
it?
spell ends.
worst case scenario, I'm over there sleeping, right? Because I believe it
spelled
puts you in a safe
ends.
space. I'm reading
The
it.
spell then ends when
It's a safe location within
yeah.
1 mile of where the magic item was created.
The spell ends
So
early on
then-
a creature. No, the spell ends early on a creature if that creature takes any damage.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
a creature.
Yeah, so like we can just wake Seer
Okay.
up.
Yeah, so you could
Yeah.
just send him home. Oh.
But- Absolute worst case scenario, Seer has so fucking many magic items from this plane of existence.
Yeah, you could easily.
She can
put
always get
yourself
herself
back.
back.
Yeah, you could
I
easily.
could just
Because you also
come back.
have knowledge of your material world. You know what your
Yeah,
material world
I
is.
know. I know it exists.
So
So
I'm gonna
do you
say
think we?
I need a impressive investigation check from Seer right now.
All right.
Okay.
This is like Seer like realizing that this is a possibility. This is you like basically like sending messages throughout every magic shop you've ever been in to every person.
Is
you
it?
Can I
Is
help
any
her?
way? Well, she already has advantage. Is there anything we can do
I
to give
don't
her
have advantage,
bonus?
actually.
You don't?
I don't
Okay.
have advantage.
I
No.
help. Does
I
just have
Senti
expertise.
have guidance?
I feel like it would be Umesh who would help. He's the one with all the planar shit.
It doesn't matter. He has to do this.
He has guidance.
So advantage and guidance. Does Bella
Am I-
still have that
Am I
burning
allowed to
thing?
get help?
Oh, do you have it?
Inspiration thing?
Oh yeah, I should. Yeah,
Because
so I could definitely do
I
that.
have a thing on my character sheet called a 1d12 inspiration from Belric, and it's just been at 0 for like a year. I
Yeah, I
didn't
do
know if you
forget
lost
about that ability.
or something.
Yeah, that's ability from my axe.
Yep.
So yes, I can do
it's
that.
a good ability.
All right, so guidance and
Or is
then
it one
inspiration. I think it's one per.
No, it's the entire
no,
party. He
it's
plays
the party,
music
yeah.
for like
Oh.
a minute, right? Or is it 10 minutes?
Sick.
I think it is 1 minute, then it lasts for like a couple hours or something like that.
It lasts like a whole day. It's
Okay.
supposed to be like a thing you cast at like the beginning of your day and just. That's
No, it
that's what I
just has-
designed it for. Yeah, you just don't. You
Have
don't
you been doing that every day or something?
Okay, so I get advantage, a D4, and a D12? And a D12?
and a D12.
Okay,
Get
so
a
it's...
40.
this is him having a vestige.
So that's a 32.
Ooh! Snap, snap,
Roll
snap.
1d4.
33.
33. Now time for the D12.
37.
37.
37.
That's pretty good.
Hell yeah, it is. So you begin to ask around and investigate. How am I going to get this spell? Because you have a knowledge of it. And asking around, you find it in probably one of the most unlikely of spots. Checking between all of the different magical contacts you've had throughout your, vast time as adventurers. This is weird.
It's in the couch cushions.
I mean, pretty much, honestly.
Oh no, who has it?
There is, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is like the most random mage you've ever met. There was one mage when you were in Stanton that was a conjuration mage, and he enchanted like a single set of clothes or something for you. Him and his summoned familiar.
Okay.
Let me find Stanton real fast. I think it.
Yo, that was so far back.
I know. This is
Oh.
why I'm like saying that
For
you
an
needed a
NPC.
35 to find him.
Holy shit.
Thank fuck.
My God.
Yeah.
Belric coming in clutch.
The
Every
disheveled,
time.
the disheveled wizard, Cass.
Oh, that guy!
The most random guy. Yeah. The most
Yes!
random. Yes.
Oh.
You go back, like you send everyone a message. You probably use all your spell slots for the day. I won't lie to you. Just sending message after message, like, do you have this spell? Do you have this spell? And, like, everyone's like, oh, I know of it, but, like, I don't have it. No. You message this most random person that you just somehow are able to remember. And you just hear this, like, older voice. I do. You want it?
He's so mad.
Come to Stanton.
Alright, guys, we're going to Stanton so we can recruit a Titan to our army.
Oh, that's our first location that we
Christ.
traveled to together.
Hey,
You head.
where did I meet you guys?
No, you met us in Rankton. No, or in the way, yeah, met us in Rankton, but
Okay.
no, Draken.
No.
It was it was Draken. Because you
then
were
we went to
there
Stanton.
when you fought. Yeah. So Asif was
Yeah.
the one who joined for
Right
the
right-
werewolves.
Yeah, the werewolf, and then the guy, the
But
sorcerer
I
guy.
think, yeah. So Seer met you in Draken because she was looking. Also, she was looking for the
The Gothias
the
seed.
Gothias seed. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like as we were leaving, we were recruiting people, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to come along." And I was like, "Are you sure you know how to defend yourself?" And she's like, "I can think I can take care of myself."
Yeah.
Then she's just start
And
blitzing
then I
people.
killed the goblin. Yeah. And then I became
Murdering
the most
goblins.
ruthless member.
I was like, "Oh, this is a cold-blooded killer on the hands."
Truly ruthless.
I can't believe I had you fooled for a few sessions.
Yeah. So you head to Stanton. You get this scroll. It will cost you. He's. Let me look up how expensive this scroll will actually cost.
Isn't it like 100 per level or something like that? I think.
It's 50
I
gold
have.
per level to transcribe it into a spell book, 25 for seer, but like a spell scroll itself is expensive as shit.
Yeah, it'll be 10,000 gold.
Especially, yeah, for 7th level.
Yeah. So he's like, I can give it to you for about 10,000 if you have it.
Uh,
This guy sounds
How
like
much-
he hates selling scrolls.
This guy
How much-
doesn't want to do this. he already
Why is
did
he
not.
doing this?
Because you like literally knocked on a door looking for a mage. He's like, I guess I could help you.
I
Like,
how
guess
much-
I'm a powerful
Hey!
mage.
Hey, sir, are you aware that the world is about to end?
how much does he
don't
want?
care.
How much would a Taras scale knock off?
Tarask scale. He'll look at it.
Yeah.
1 gold.
I'll knock it off half price.
All right, so that's one.
Ooh.
I gotta give up one of those. I still got 2 more. And then honestly, I'll put the bill for the rest of it.
Okay. You spend. You
Wait,
give him the
no,
extra-
3,000. So it's 3,000 now. Never mind. It's 5,000. It's another 5. No, I don't have
Wait,
the
let me
full
see if
5.
there's anything that I can. Let me see if there's anything that I can.
Will he take 2 Taras scales?
Nah.
Nah. Okay.
Faradir has some money she can throw in. She could pitch in 1,000 gold.
Yeah, I don't have 1,000.
Maybe he has like 1,000,000 gold.
What's
Oh.
11 platinum?
She's definitely the wealthiest of us all.
Maybe pitch in for once, please. We're begging.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's in the voice call. I think
Oh,
she's,
shit.
she said BRB though.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I
she-
see her
oh,
typing in chat.
She's saying
Okay, please.
Do you donate
the
money for this?
to the
Can we
cost.
go?
She's
Can we
gotta
go
have
to the
like
bank? I have
25,000
so
or
much
something.
money
She's
in the
never
bank.
bought.
My bet
She's
he's
never
like
bought
that.
anything.
My bet he's like that aunt that comes through like, I think I can help this one time, and she just pulls out a solid like this a whole bunch of
Yeah,
platinum here.
She
Huh.
gives you a
Like, how
envelope
are you
with
so
$500 in it.
It's like one
Here, honey,
it's
take a
like,
couple of platinum.
like, how are you rich?
Yeah,
You
go
live
get
in a trailer. What?
sandwich. Grandma,
Where
this
did
is
you get this from?
$1,000.
Oh, get a bunch of them for your friends.
How much does a sandwich cost these days?
Yeah.
50
So
bucks?
let me.
All right,
Honestly.
how much do I have in the
Yeah.
other? No, I don't think I have anything extra in my.
If
Demi
you look at
plane.
our bank, like,
Yeah. In your bank, you have a lot of gold.
I forgot
like,
about the bank.
Also, one thing, this, I'm just gonna like pass by some of this because this is like weird role play. Technically, the Bank of the Loud Coins, like if you go to get your money out of the bank, you realize that they're currently unarresting all of the employees because the Shifries decided that they wanted to get your money. So they've been trying to break into the Bank of the Loud Coins to steal all of Avant-Garde's money.
That is wild.
Is there a member of the Shifri family around? Will you come and do this?
No, they're just having the guards are in the middle of like bringing them back. Like you see like the guards are talking to like the remnants of the Loud Coins, and they're like, hey,
Okay.
we're sorry for arresting you on these trumped up charges.
Sierra takes her journal out and makes a note: destroy the Shifri family.
You and all the other families.
Oh shit! How much money do I fucking have? Wait, I'm confused. I'm thrown off. I don't know how much money this is mine sitting here in the Bank of the Loud Coins.
I think
Because
yours is probably.
I don't know if I know. I don't think I put mine in.
I don't think you did.
No, I think you put yours in Polderstone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have 971 GP, 554
Okay.
platinum
Okay.
in the house.
Right.
No.
He has so much money. Oh my god.
That means that's in the That means that's in the demi-plane then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could have swore I had a demi-plane for.
I think you put your money in a demi-plane. I think you did.
Yeah. Okay, that's why.
Mr.
Okay, so so I can get it. All right, I do have. All right, I have 554 platinum in my demi-plane.
After this game is over, Sierra's gonna start yet another coup against the Shifri.
Do you
Maybe
Well-
he has 15,000 gold.
But a bandit or a cave?
Well, so does
Christ
Sierra.
almighty.
Taking bandit.
She did say
Like,
her
Sierra
goal was
just
to be
around
rich.
the different things that I'm looking at that all say Mabehi, she has 15,000.
Yeah, in Bank of the Loud Coins, Seer has 15,555 gold, 770 silver. In the farm, Seer has 475 gold. Not counting what I have just in my bag of holding, which is 686 GP.
I forgot how rich we actually were.
We just don't spend money.
Yeah,
At
you are
all.
very, very rich. You just don't think you are.
Oh wait, hold up. I need to see something right now. Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
Oh man. Jeez Louise.
Wait, souls. Why would I hunt drones when I have souls?
Where is it at? We have a Ioun Stone of Regeneration.
We do.
What does that do again?
You get 15 hit points every hour.
It's pretty good.
But it requires attunement.
That's a legendary fucking item.
How much is that bitch worth?
Oh no, we're not selling that.
No!
I was gonna say trade it for the scroll.
No! We have money.
Why the scroll? Flat out! Sarah just go to her bank account and take $10,000 out. Like,
Given the circumstance, I'm thinking, do I want to take off my amulet of non-detection? 'Cause if I take it off, I can be seen again. But I can heal a lot.
but you could, and also, like, to be fair, everyone else in the party except for
Yeah.
The rest of us can be seen, so if someone wants to find you, they just have
And
to
I'll-
scry on any of us.
I mean, no, but
Well,
even then, I can't be seen through Sky in
yes.
general.
But by you talking to us and saying our names and stuff, they would be there.
Already?
No, I think the great Graham said is like, even as long as I have the amulet on, if someone were to cast scrying and they were seeing it from your perspective, they wouldn't hear or see me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying they would hear or see you. I'm saying, like, based on the activities
Oh,
of the people they can
people.
hear and see.
They'd be like, "Oh, Gamesh," and they look in my direction. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, because at this point, the only reason I really needed it
Also-
was because I had the books inside my demi-plane. But now that that's kind of done.
I feel like Usador
Okay.
is smart enough to be like, well, if everyone else in the party is here, obviously the other two are too.
Do you guys want to
Yeah.
know how loaded Thera is? She has 4 gold pieces.
Yeah, Farah was
Grailen.
not with you guys when you got your come-ups. Even though they were there for the ship vault arc.
I
Okay.
think she just didn't want any money because she's not
I
a
think so.
not a material girl.
Material go
She
off.
lives in the woods.
So the Ioun Stone is technically in the Dawn Tomb then. 'Cause that's where we're keeping all our stuff.
Goodies.
Can we say that Behia got it when we did our little?
Well, I mean, honestly, they're not looking for us anymore.
Oh yeah, we can just go get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wonderful. Because I might need to get that.
So let's get the spell scroll first.
You know, I'm saying sorry. I got way off track. You.
Yeah, let's get this money. Let's get the spell scroll. We take I'm gonna take $5,000 out of my bank.
Okay. You take $5,000 out. You pay for this spell from this weird, disheveled wizard. He goes, "Oh, well, good luck saving the world or whatever."
Okay.
Hey,
All right. This is a plan. This is a plan.
okay.
Did we?
So copying a spell into your spellbook involves takes 2
What
hours
did we
to
think about asking the shield guy?
We can. What does it do again? It
It does.
Should
It's
be
a
in
plus
your-
3 to AC.
is it
And
no?
then,
Is it exalted though?
I think it is.
Yeah. Okay, it is.
And then plus 3 to someone else's AC for a turn as a bonus action, and then a reaction to make a shove attack. But mostly that plus 3 AC.
Who's it? So who's it for?
Farah can use a shield. She has a plus 1 shield, so if he doesn't want to give it to us, that's fine. She has a shield.
When is Thera going to be with us in combat?
Like a day, 2 days travel, I think. She'll be with the group.
At the end of, I mean, does she have any ways to like travel faster?
Let me see. She can summon a flying creature. I know that.
That would easily.
She
allow
can summon
her-
a celestial Quetzalcoatl or whatever.
I've learned
I
something.
believe that can fly.
Yeah, so apparently Quetzalcoatl. Hold up, I have
love those things.
I have math on this apparently. That
Oh my.
What?
yeah. Oh, where did he put it?
Or a Coatl, not a Quetzalcoatl. A Coatl. It
Oh,
has a
a
fly
Coatl.
of 90 feet.
90 feet. That's even
Sorry, yeah.
better than the Quetzal.
90 feet of a for a Coatl. So she could fly a snake.
How long
It's
does
like
it spell
the
last?
Where did he put this?
The evolved form of the Quetzalcoatl is a Coatl.
A lot of this-
Celestial last.
I think it's that most of them are usually 10
an
minutes to an
hour.
hour. Yeah.
So for 3 times in a day, because it's a 7th level spell, so she could do 7th, 8th, and 9th. She could probably get like a day's travel in.
Yeah, basically
Pretty
you
quick.
can travel about 40 miles in one day. I believe, if I remember
Ooh,
correctly.
that's
Yeah,
a
so she could get mostly there. She can get there in like a day and a half.
Yeah. Because the other party,
Day and a few hours.
the other party has a Quetzal, and they, were able to do it pretty good.
All right.
Also,
Just a normal Coatl, not Quetzalcoatl, the god.
Yeah. I mean, the Quetzalcoatl is also a bird.
yeah,
It's,
I mean,
it's a
dinosaur,
dinosaur bird.
pterosaur.
Yep.
because of an hour goes
It's the biggest
by.
bird.
Do I really need to heal
Fucking
that?
terrifying.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the
watched,
Celestial. Which is
I
also
watched
very
the
handy
videos.
in combat.
I watched the Prehistoric Planet episode of Quetzalcoatls, and they just fucking run their prey down. Imagine the biggest bird in the sky coming to chase you down on the ground.
That's crazy.
I know.
If I don't know if we're gonna have a battle royale. I won't lie. For 20th level because they're ridiculous.
That's at that point, I mean,
You'd have to
that's
let me play all 4 of my
What was-
characters just for us to stand a chance.
Maybe. What was the max damage you said you could do, Gamesh, in like one round?
the max I could do with who Gamesh.
Didn't you say like you came up with
No,
your...
that was a
That was a different
another that was a character. That was just a
I
power
got-
build.
It's
Oh.
max damage. It's a lot. She averages about 150.
I mean, realistically, the max damage that I could do in a single round is just whatever I do with Avalanche.
Okay.
Depending on how many people I hit, Avalanche.
I got
Which
you.
I mean, that's pretty substantial. It's
40, very substantial, yes.
That's 40 d6, and then I still have my Stone Edge that I can add to one of the damages. So it's pretty decent for the most part.
Oh yeah. I won't lie to you. My last session they did I think over 300 damage in one round.
Yeah, I mean, like at higher levels, it's easier to accomplish that.
I mean, yeah. It is. It's just terrifying to me. It's a lot of damage. But anyways.
Max damage Faraday could do in a round is 271. That's with all 4 attacks, action surge, and bonus action.
And all of them
At
being
20th
hits.
level.
My
Yeah.
my magic really
With
gives me a lot of
maximum damage.
longevity.
Okay.
I still didn't get to cast my new 9th level spell.
We'll see.
I mean, more if she did strike without that. It would be fractionally more with that. It's a D4.
Yeah. Still more.
Casually carrying around a flesh to stone spell scroll.
That's a pretty good spell.
I just like. I hate
I-
Seer. I open up my inventory and there's like 5 magic items I have no memory of.
Yeah, maybe you should get one of the alternate feats. If you could.
Oh, like the 4 attunement ones?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
Oh, helpful.
I know.
But and the good news of having a bunch of magic items that I just have on me all the time is I happen to have 400 GP worth of magic paper.
If you took one more
for
level in
spells.
Bard, you would get another side point.
Never get 9th level spell.
I know.
Yeah, she would never.
I'm just saying.
You have 9th level spell slots, but no 9th level spells.
Yeah.
I need those
What?
spells.
You can get obliteration beam.
Level 18, right?
We are
Well,
level
for-
18.
Yeah. See, what she just needs one more. Yeah, one more level.
She'll be a level 16 wizard.
Oh, 16 wizard now, so she needs 2 more levels.
Needs to be.
Yeah.
Needs to be.
You level it twice right now.
Make us level 20 right now, Graham.
Just for funsies.
For
Yeah.
funsies? No.
No.
Damn.
I just want to see what Sue would do if she had.
I really
14
thought I had you
slots.
to that time.
Okay.
It was close.
So, all right. So we got to contact Garristal.
Well, first I need 7 hours.
First, you
Yeah.
Copy
need
this
to.
stuff.
Yeah. Then you would need to wake him because he is in an active state, like inactive. Sorry. As he was defeated by you.
Yeah.
I disintegrated him.
Just get a pitcher of really cold water and throw it on him.
All right. So,
It's your
So you
god
have to
who
spend
rules
7
him out in the
hours
first
doing that?
place.
Is there anything else you guys do during this 7-hour period?
Asking about that shield.
If you ask him, he will. Yeah, he will give it to you. So he is currently.
Where's he at?
Actually, he would have just teleported to the capital.
How
From the
far
Red
away is
Fort.
that from where we are?
About 3 hours.
Can I help you in any way with that?
Okay, it's not bad.
I have to-
while
let me
Seer's
just
doing that
look this.
spell, I could take a trip over there,
Go bandit.
borrow that shield.
Yeah. Actually, he'll be on his way to the King's Mountain itself. You get the sense that once this call went out, that the king kind of, you get the sense a lot of people did not believe that you were threats to the kingdom at all. And the second the king dropped that kind of threatening motion towards you all, because it's not the real king anymore, they almost all were immediately like, yes, we will arrive, we will come to the King's Mountain, we will aid in the defense of this kingdom. So they're actually on their way, and you can add that shield into your inventory, because once he gets there, he'll
Great.
give it to you.
Place it, Jake. Yeah, he's waiting for you though.
So you spend that time. Anything else? Contacting any other allies?
Did we decide that Garish Tall is going to be our distraction, or he's going to go to the mountain?
I don't think we know exactly what we're doing with Gershwell, but he's useful and we want him.
He's just a floater right now.
How will you?
Just another
I'm alive.
piece on our
I'm
chessboard.
alive. I'm alive.
How would you wish to
Holy
get there?
shit.
Gershwell is?
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, since it takes me 7 hours to learn this spell, we should probably take a long rest and then maybe windwalk over there. Because we've already had a big day.
Yeah. You do know that where his domain was, it's underground.
Yeah.
So you would be going
Easily.
through the Underdark again?
Let's go.
I mean,
I was just like, fuck it. We gotta do it.
There was.
Yeah.
You could technically do that. Okay. So I will say, if you choose to do that, that is cutting down on your journey quite a bit. So, let's see. If you do that and a windwalk, I can say that you will be able to get to Garish Tall's domain in maybe half a day.
I could try Monty, but I don't know
If that's okay with you. What about the rest of you? Laura? Seer?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I was working on...
It'd take about a
Yeah,
half
I
day to get to Garish Tall.
are we long resting before we do this?
Yeah, this would be with a long rest in between.
Okay. No, I'm
Alright.
comfortable with that.
Yeah.
By the time we get back from Gershwell, the arrow will probably be there.
Okay. So are all of you going to Garish Tal?
Should we have somebody wait for Farah, or
Yeah,
just have her chill?
we should probably not have the entire party go to Garishkal. Like, who needs to go to Garishkal? Who would be helpful? Obviously, I need to go there. I am the one with the spell.
If you want to intimidate him, Faradir's very helpful, but if you're trying to persuade him, she's fucking garbage.
I don't think we can intimidate him. It's not about
Probably
intimidation.
not.
It's I have the one thing you have wanted this entire time. Help
Yes,
me, and
Faradir
I
can
will
stay
give
back.
you. The issue is he's already been given this offer by a god, and that god didn't give it to him.
Yeah.
And I
Faradir will
don't
stay
know.
back and wait for Farah then.
I don't know how to prove that I can.
I'm gonna smoke it off, guys.
Yeah, I guess also Beller could probably stay back too, because he probably won't be too useful.
You don't need your 2 tanks with you.
I mean, is Bella good at persuasion?
I mean, okay, but I'm not proficient in it.
Okay.
Here's that. I don't have any more smoke.
I think my default series is the best at persuasion because she gets an 18 or higher no matter what.
I bet he's pretty good at it too. She's a +10.
Gamesh is really good at persuasion, and he has that thing that lets him reroll.
True.
So maybe we should send.
You
So you're
okay?
gonna
So here's the
Maybe
thing.
the lowest she can get is a 20.
Who can cast
On
guidance?
persuasion?
On persuasion, yeah, lowest she can get is a 20.
Was it Jake? Who was
Ow.
She has proficiency in it, and then rogues. Lowest they can get on a skill check they're proficient in is a 10 on the dice.
I'm just asking because guidance
I
would
just
also
wanted to
help
know
with the
specific
persuasion check.
ones.
So Senti might have to be there then.
Senti.
Bellic
Yeah,
could
guidance
potentially
would
do again, since it's a next day after a long rest. He could potentially give you the bonus again if he plays a song.
Might as well all
We're trying
go.
to.
Might-
I
that-
think
okay.
we're trying to lie to him,
Yeah.
Mebeki. We're trying to
No.
actually do it.
Yeah. It's not a lie. We have it. We went out of our way to get this.
What is it?
They're not downstairs. They didn't go downstairs.
Ooh, that's a really good spell.
Oh.
Zero Blackbeard this time.
Ooh, advantage. So you could grant Seer advantage. I mean,
Be good.
this is
Okay. Are we alright? It's my bad. We're planning what to say to Garishtal.
Well, we're planning who to take. I still can't get over the fact that rogues just can't roll below a 10 on anything they're proficient in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're allowed.
Rogues, man. That's why the
he's-
lowest stealth check Mebeki can get is a 29.
Yeah.
So-
I knew they were reliable talent, but
So,
Yeah, reliable talent.
So what's the strat?
alright, you said we're trying to figure out who to take.
yeah.
Gamesh would be one because, given his understanding of planar magic, I feel like that might just be a good point in the conversation.
We might as well just bring everybody.
I mean, yeah, we really can. There's nothing really
Everybody
stopping us.
has something to add. Belric has the D12.
Do any of
Sentry has
you-
the foresight.
If all of you are going,
Faradir's got nothing.
Oh, maybe we can leave
She's
Faraday
not-
behind for their.
She's
She's
leave
not
Faradir
built for
behind.
conversation.
Faradir, the rest of us
Yeah.
are leaving
I
on a
mean-
road trip. We'll be back.
Honestly, she can hold down the fort. She has nothing to contribute to this whatsoever. Unless you want to stab the guy. She's she doesn't have much.
Yeah.
She wasn't built for politics.
To make this go by faster, all of you are heading to Gerashtal.
Faradir will stay
Uh,
behind, just in case.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I gotta
Okay.
go real quick. I'll be right back.
So, are any of you doing anything before the journey itself? Casting any spells that might benefit someone, or are you waiting till the last moment?
Satina might be the time to cast foresight on either me or Mabeki, whoever you want making that persuasion
Turn
check.
on his army.
So have you
can get on
decided
Mebeki.
what
She could
department?
also get your bardic inspiration
look-
this year.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I also do have enhanced ability, so I can put it on someone else too.
Oh,
In case we have foresight and enhanced ability for double advantage.
how long does the enhanced ability last? Isn't that only a minute?
It's an hour.
It's an hour? Okay.
If you did the foresight on Mabehi, she could get Belric's inspiration and Seer's inspiration. So it's a minimum 20 plus all that.
Echo on ping. On right behind the corner.
On who? On Mabehi?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
So, it is also whoever is talking to Garish Hall.
Yeah, so Mabehi would have to be the one talking.
So,
Yeah.
Becky, do you want to talk to Garish Hall, or do you want me to talk to Garish Hall?
Do you want to talk to a primordial fire titan who you last saw in a fight?
Defense. Do you want to go snowmobile again?
Breathe the room. Breathe the room.
What do you want to go snowmobile?
Are you doing all this to avoid having to sit in your thoughts?
Night or so.
That's understandable. It's to keep your mind off things, you know.
Are you talking to us or somebody else?
I think he might be on a phone call.
Oh. Rip.
I'll start muting real fast.
Yeah, I don't
Keep
think
that private.
I listened to a personal phone call.
I know.
Especially not on recording.
I mean, technically, so it depends if you want,
want.
because this will be a role play moment. Do you want to role play?
Yeah.
Talking to a titan. It's up to you. Because this is like a big thing. This is not like you're like, oh, can we hire this like soldier to help us? This is okay. So most likely, Seer. Then, are you willing to talk to Garish Tal?
Hell yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna die.
Foresight's being cast on you, right?
Okay.
Anything else being put on you at the moment? This is before you even leave.
Yep, I'll do my bardic.
Good to know.
How long does it last?
8 hours, I believe. Or is it? Or it could be 24 hours actually. I mean, let me just check your item. It's
I think it says up to 12 hours.
12 hours. I knew it was a little higher. Yeah, strings them a little. Yep, 12 hours. So, with that, Senti, you cast Transfer Beer Plants. You show up in the Grove of the Mushroom Men, down... Oh, sorry, in the Grove of the Myconoids, deep within the Underdark. There, you can turn into misty clouds as you kind of remember the way, and they will lead you out, as you are allies of theirs, and have helped save their little society. Turning into misty forms in the more open sections of the Underdark, you with great speed traverse the same path you once took so long ago. Well, not so long ago, I should say. Many of the locales have still not recovered. There is still magma and obsidian covering many of the drow societies. But there is life, and people are working hard to rebuild that life. After 5 hours of flying through twisting tunnels, overlooking vast sections where Gershtal's army had dwelt, it is now empty and dark, these spaces, no longer filled with molten light, until you get back to his chambers, and that heat of the volcano once again fills the space. The obsidian ground and molten waterfalls still surround all of you. As you find that strange obsidian thin glass, and behind it you just see this pulsating energy of Garish Tall.
I was gonna say, Joe, I only
So
have
how
help,
do you wish
so I can't
to
like,
resurrect him? Is the first thing.
Do you know how? Or is this just guesswork?
Guesswork.
Okay. Can I just, I guess, start by like studying his?
Make an Arcana check.
His little, I don't know what he's in. I just imagine him as like a little ball, like a Pokemon.
Yeah, just make an Arcana check.
29.
29. You, with your knowledge of magic, see that this is a sort of stasis. Garish Tall is an entity of such great power that a simple death is not almost possible for them. And the essence is slowly rebuilding itself. But if you imbue enough magic into this kind of thin obsidian, this glass-like molten rock, it's tied to whatever this almost demi-plane is that he is dwelling in. If you sacrifice your highest level spell slot, you think that you could awaken him.
Alright. I will sacrifice my life over like forever? Or
No,
just for now?
just for
Okay. Wait,
forever.
before I say this, hang on. Let me read the fine print.
Yeah. So you place your hands on this obsidian glass and imbue this magical energy that kind of surrounds you, your knowledge of the weave, and you focus it into that strange molten orb. And you watch as it shifts and begins to grow cold almost. You watch as obsidian gathers around it. And then it shatters. And as you open your eyes again, as you instinctively blink, as these shards kind of almost seem to crash through the obsidian you have your hands upon, you are staring at an entity, not as tall as Garish Tall originally was. Not the titan that you were used to. He's still tall, probably standing about 18 feet tall, in fact. Still covered in this obsidian molten armor with fire kind of emblazoning around him. He takes a few steps forward towards the obsidian glass and then runs towards it. You back up instinctively and you watch as he, instead of shattering through it, the obsidian almost seems to just melt around his body as he just walks right through it. What are you doing here? Why am I awake?
To make a deal. I am aware that you want to go home, and I happen to be able to do that.
You see he kind of holds one hand out, and you watch the obsidian floor suddenly budges, and you watch rising from the obsidian in this molten piece of just rock just begins rising. You watch as pieces slaw off and expose obsidian handles, and he grips it and then pulls a massive obsidian blade, his greatsword, from the rock, just forging it out of nothingness. I had one other god promise me a way home. You are mortal. What could you even do? He brandishes the blade, readying himself. You watch before you respond. He is actively growing, slowly, but you can see him returning to his full size eventually.
Alright, let me know when I can respond.
Yeah, you can respond now. Sorry.
I can cast Dream of the Blue Veil.
What is the fire emoji?
You think I know what this is?
But why is there a fire emoji next to my name?
Uh,
No, I want. Can I get an honest answer, bro? Like,
it's a spell that allows me to transport up to 9 people, including myself, or potentially just one other person, to a different world. Pull back the curtain on reality, you could say.
Show you an impact.
And you would just send me home.
Do not use it. I don't think you should use it. You should have.
I would. I would appreciate it if you would help me with the problem that I'm having. But if you refuse,
Of
then I'll do it
course.
anyway.
Problem. What is it?
We happen to be dealing with a lich.
And what could
I'm not-
I do?
Well, I would love to discuss that with you. I'm not exactly sure what your strong suits are exactly. Currently, we need a way to get into the city unnoticed.
You want my strength, my fiery might, and in return you would send me home.
So,
How do I know you won't take advantage of me like I have been before?
quite frankly, Garistol, fighting you was one of the worst experiences of my life. I don't want to repeat.
Make a persuasion check, please.
Dude, I suck. I suck.
Nat 20
Okay.
plus the D12.
Yeah. And I'm assuming you were guided before that, like right as you were about to start this, so you can roll a d4 as well.
That's like, what? I don't even know.
38.
38 on a nat 20.
So DC was 35.
Nice.
You stand before a great titan, in the midst, truly, of reforming himself, but still, you remember the great heat that he gave off, this primordial entity. And he looks you in the eyes, this being of so much smaller than him, of so much less significance to him. But he recognizes you as the one who disintegrated him. And he sees honesty in your eyes. If I am betrayed again, I swear this world will fall before me. All I've ever wanted is to go home. If you truly can live up to that word, I will help you. I will be your sword. If you need an army, I could build it given time. But Know this. I will not be satiated. I will not merely stay asleep. I will personally lead whatever force I have and end you. You see the sword digs into the obsidian. You watch molten rock just begins to spill across the ground. As Garishal takes a single flaming fist, you watch the obsidian suddenly gets cool to the touch as you watch the fires and embers almost seem to drain from the obsidian hand as he reaches an arm out towards you.
Like in a handshake?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'll shake his hand.
Yeah, you grab a hold of the obsidian gauntlet, and you can feel this entity. He is made of pure, unadulterated fire and flame. His eyes are two minor suns. And at every moment that he is awake, you watch as he grows inches. Already, since you've been talking to him, he has gone from 18 feet probably to maybe 28. He is slowly regaining his size until he's once again 60 foot tall. So, point me in a direction, and I will be your sword. You have just made an alliance with Garishal Tal.
And my axe.
Yeah, right.
Promised him a way home. He will take it.
And I mean it this time. I'm not even lying.
He is lawful, so he will stick to his word.
I'm not, but I'll stick to my word this time, I promise.
You better.
No intentions of betraying him.
That would be a foolish thing.
Yeah, it would. Sierra's not an idiot.
CR25 creature back in the world.
That's why she said, if you refuse, I'll just send you back anyway.
Honestly.
Because she's not about to try to, like, one-up this guy. It's the, I have something you want, I'd appreciate it if you help me out for it, but I'll give it to you if you push hard enough, because she wasn't lying. Fighting him was not fun.
Yeah. There was truth in that saying. So, he is... I don't know if you could teleport with him. You might be able to.
Is he a creature?
He's a giant. A gargantuan giant. In parentheses, titan.
I don't think there's a size limit on
Yeah,
teleportation.
the spell just says 8 willing creatures of your choice.
He is a creature, so yeah, I guess you can teleport him. I just had to confirm it.
Give us eyes.
So, yeah. I just imagine you teleport back to like the King's Mountain, and there's just because he's actively still growing. He's like eventually he's gonna be 60 foot tall.
Yeah. It's like, no, guys, it's chill. We're cool now. I'm gonna do it. Grailen didn't.
He only
Hopefully.
sort of tried to destroy the world. It's fine.
Yeah.
Listen.
The thing is, if Seer dies during this last bit before you can send him home, the world is fucked.
If Seer dies during the last bit before I can send him home, and he wasn't part of us, the world is fucked anyway.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's not Seer's problem. She doesn't care about that.
So, with that, now that you have befriended Garishal Tal, the Fire Titan, I'm going to end the session there.
That feels appropriate.
Yeah. It's a very appropriate place to stop that. Yeah. Nat 20 is lucky as hell.
I know.
Because that could, like, I mean, I made the DC 35. Like, that's... He is not a friendly guy.
Burned before.
Damn, Seer getting 2 DC 35 checks and knocking him out of the park.
Honestly. I mean, you got lucky with that, too. Like...
Yeah. I didn't have that advantage, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that was nerve-wracking. I was afraid.
As you should be. I did not expect this to go that route, but yeah. It does... I love this, though. This ties up such a big loose end.
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, he's just gonna be there. Like, someone else could have, like, awoken him. You know?
And then, you know?
He's just... Yeah. This is actually getting rid of a threat that... He was just stuck in the world.
Not getting rid of a threat. It's utilizing a former villain for our own means.
Yeah. Honestly...
Oh, quick question. Are we wanting Farah at Pale Light, or do we want her to stay at, or like wait at the mountain?
I mean, you can probably discuss that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
if she was gonna
I don't
just wait
mind
at
if
the
there
mountain
are
and have her
companies you
start up
to
on
Pale Light.
spells, but
You have had other people accompany you to, like, other events, like, you know.
yeah.
Way to go.
NPCs, Omen has showed up. Asaph a few times. It's just that the rest of you only have had, like, one character, so.
You're all like good at commitment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Defense.
I mean, it works. Like, it's not like you're the only party that does that.
And my character changes have mostly made sense, at least.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You have to take some time sometimes, you know? But yeah, I'm going to end that with Garrosh Tal becoming an ally. And I will say, if Rush Kaval was alive, most likely she would have joined you as well. Like...
Too bad she made us kill her.
Hmm?
Too bad she made us kill her.
Yeah. I mean, it's not... Yeah, it was unfortunate. She was... Yeah, she was going a weird route to try to secure her safety from the same villain that you are now dealing with. That's the thing.
I mean,
it's like...
Yeah.
Yes, is it extreme? But she could not keep running forever. She actively had what he wanted.
Rush Kaval's is Seer if she was a dragon.
You know, I really thought that Eustor is going to be a level 20 fight. Level 18 is a bit different.
I mean, you've not even gotten to fight him yet.
Still doable, but...
We've still got some errands to run.
Yeah,
it's not like this fight's
I don't think we have
tomorrow.
anything big to do, though.
I mean, we've got to get his phylactery, we've got to get Gringo.
That's true, I did forget about the phylactery. That's an important thing.
We've also got to get those potions of Fine Fettle made, so I don't have to waste spell slots on heroism, because we can't have the final fight because you're just terrified of Isildur the entire time.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like, half of the spells Thera has make you immune to fear. And I was planning on doing Hero's Feast as well.
I'm so glad I have heroism. The last time we were in a fight with Isildur, I was just looking at heroism on my spell list, like, do I want to use this? Nah, I'll be afraid.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that we'll get to all that in a little bit. Till next week, all.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you.